GW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. And Matthew, all eyes off to the west as we go through the day today. Kind of interesting weather heading our way.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We're looking at the possibility of some thunderstorm activity, and I wouldn't doubt it. We do have a warm front that's moving up through the state right now, and we're looking at a cold front, which is both attached to a low-pressure system over northern Lake Michigan. All that activity is going to be moving east rather rapidly, and we're going to see a little bit more of an increase in the humidity as we go into the afternoon. It's not exactly dry out there right now when it comes to humidity. Matthew, what are our current readings?
Well, over at the airport, it's sunny at 78. In Midland, it's sunny at 77. And here at Radio Center, it's sunny at 78. We have southwest winds at 12 miles per hour, and our pressure is 29.85, and it's falling.
Yeah, it's falling. Looks as though it'll drop probably right around 29.5, 29.6. That low-pressure system, albeit moving rapidly, is a rather deep one. And it is bringing quite a shift, not only in wind, but also in the temperatures as we go into the afternoon. So we're going to keep our eye on all of that. A little bit earlier this morning, it was raining, and it still is in the Upper Peninsula. And right around the Straits area, the last time I looked, we are looking at some scattered shower activity. A little bit heavier now within the past couple of hours, moving into the northwest corner of the Lower Peninsula. And again, it's moving very rapidly. It looks as though that whole system is going to be moving almost right straight east. But what we're watching is the southern tip of that gradient as it moves across northern Michigan, because it is going to be increasing. That tip is going to be increasing in coverage as we move into the early afternoon. And then by, let's say, 3-4 o'clock or so, we'll be getting fairly close to that system. So we're just going to keep our eye on it, because there is quite a bit of turbulence associated with it, and a lot of immediate rain shower activity. It's going to come down hard within a short period of time. So some of you could pick up more than a half inch of rain in a short period of time. Others of you, maybe a quarter of an inch. It's one of those. There's no real consistent, yeah, we're going to get a quarter of an inch. Yeah, we're going to get a half inch. We still continue to see the spottiness out of these systems. Now, how much rain have they received so far this morning? And this was as of 10 o'clock. Things have picked up a little bit since 10. But overall, the Pellston area had just under 0.6 of an inch from midnight up until about 10 o'clock this morning. Detour Village, Sheboygan, also looking at 2/3 of an inch of rain. It looks as though the Sioux, maybe 1/10, maybe 0.15. That's about it. Traverse City did not even report 1/10 of an inch. It seems as though the system moved through very rapidly before it took shape in the Traverse City area earlier this morning. A few of the other locations picking up precipitation. It looks as though of course, the Standish areas to the immediate west of Standish had nothing to report. Raco, a little bit further north, had 1/3 of an inch. A lot of the reporting stations from MSU were reporting barely a trace, if anything at all. What are they looking for? Well, they'll be looking at more in the way of precipitation as we go through the afternoon and into the early evening hours. The key to this whole thing is by 6 o'clock tonight, all of this should have pretty well cleared the Lower Peninsula, with the exception of the eastern part of Michigan's thumb, all the way down to the Detroit area. That's going to be about it. And by 8 o'clock, by sunset, you'll see a sunset tonight. Things will cool off, but not much. We're looking for a high temperature of 83 by the time it's all said and done. 62 for a low tonight with clearing skies. You're going to see that especially 7 o'clock, 7:30 in there. Sun will set this evening at 9:11. Rise tomorrow morning at 6:14. During the day tomorrow, sunshine, It's going to be a nice day. 81 for a high, 58 for a low, and we'll have a north breeze about 12, 13 miles per hour. So shouldn't be all that bad of a day, really. Clear skies tomorrow night, 56 degrees with a light north breeze. And moving into Saturday, we'll continue with sunshine, high right around 80. Again, we're starting to continue to have that northwest breeze, upper 50s for a low on Saturday night. And during the day on Sunday, sunshine. Clouds will be moving in as we go into the afternoon on Sunday. And then later on in the afternoon, Sunday night, we're going to be looking at, once again, a chance of some showers. 82 for a high, 60 for a low overnight on Sunday night with mostly clear skies. It'll clear off. Then Monday, 82 for a high, kind of like what it will be on Sunday. Sunshine, then partly cloudy, and then a chance of showers late, but clearing off for Monday night, 62. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, partly to mostly sunny skies. And that's, Matthew, where we're going to begin to see a little bit of a warm-up. So that swimming pool in the backyard will really feel good about the middle of next week when I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Wednesday we move into the 90-degree area. So we'll count our lucky stars right now for temperatures in that 80, 82, 83 degrees and not too bad humidity because it is going to warm up. We've got some pretty warm days in the forecast. I'm looking at, 10 days out through the 2nd of August. Temperature is going to average above, if not much above normal for this time of the year. Precipitation pattern to be normal. 82 is what's average for this time of the year. 61 at night. Record high in the state, 102. That's on the thermometer, not feels like. 1930. Again, that decade of the 30s, just unbelievable. They talk about how hot it is around, and it is, all over the continental United States. And for that matter, they're talking globally, quite a bit of warmth there. But the 1930s were just record-breaking all around, and those records have lasted a long time. We've come close, and we have, like in 2012, 1988, we had a couple of days here and there in July where we broke records, and those records were set in the 30s. But the 30s dominate. 19 out of 31 days in July, record high temperatures in the 30s. So it's kind of cyclical. That's the way it works. It's climate. Well, yeah, climate doesn't necessarily mean that it continues to warm up. Climate change means it could get cold too. So that's where we're at right now as far as all of that goes. Again, warmth, well, a year ago, 81 was our high, 58 was our low. So not all that bad of weather. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Incidentally, the record low on this state was set in 1941. It was 45. That'll make your swimming pool chill just a little, don't you think?
Yeah, Michigan's weather has always been weird.
Yeah, continues. That's one thing that's constant about Michigan weather.
That's for sure.
More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. The weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag. And all the folks at Nutrient Ag want to remind you there's a lot of community events coming up, whether it's festivals or whether it's fairs, county fairs. The folks at Nutrient Ag are involved in each and every one of them. Case in point, next week, actually it begins late Saturday night, the harness racing going on at Tuscola County Fairgrounds. Tuscola County Fair going on officially Sunday through Saturday of next week with all sorts of activities going on. A great place to take the kids and let them see what agriculture is all about. Yeah, you do have the displays that show the crops and all those things, but the kids love the 4-H exhibits. They love the barns where you can see not only horses, you can see beef, cows, you can see goats, and they have the chickens, all sorts of things that the kids would really enjoy each and every day, beginning on Monday and going all the way through Saturday. And of course, the folks at Nutrient Ag encourage each and every one of you to support the young people of Tuscola County. by attending the 4-H and FFA small and large livestock sale that begins at 9:30 on Thursday. And we will be a part of all of that activity as we broadcast the farm program live from the Tuscola County Fair. Again, folks at Nutrient Ag invite you to get a little bit better idea of what agriculture is all about. Bring the family and enjoy the county fairs. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. They want to remind you that they've got those Farmall tractors available for you right now to get the job done, whatever that job might be. Now, we call it Farmall tractors for a very good reason, because that's what it is. It farms all, 35 to 140 horse, and they carry the wide range of Case IH compact Farmall tractors so you can see the right fit for your operation. Farmall A Series to the Deluxe Compact Farmall C and C Series with cabs. So no matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red, and it's called Farmall. Learn more by stopping by Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. Who do we have on deck first, Matthew?
First, we have Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons, and then we have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Let's say good morning to Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. Melinda, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. I took a look just before we went on the air, and the markets aren't really doing a whole lot. It's a little here and a little there. I did see, though, wheat is creeping up just a little. What's the latest?
Yeah, markets definitely were on a big tick rally. We retracted 50% on Thursday. So on Tuesday's overnight, we retracted 50%. On last night's overnight, we retracted to about 75%. And we're off the highs today. We're about 20 cents off the highs on corn, about 10 cents on beans, and about 25 cents on wheat. The big story on that is the Black Sea. Prices are very, very volatile today. The market does not know what the fair market value should be. The market's acting like it has zero idea what should be going on. Very little weather trading here in the short-term play, with all eyes on the Black Sea. The night headlines are full of Russia bombing Ukraine again. They took out a decent amount of grain storage in Odessa, which is the deepest cold water port in Ukraine. The EU has been trying to rally to look at railing grain out of Ukraine to see if they can load it out of Romania. And there's talks that Russia has remined the Black Sea. So until those disputes over the Black Sea really get hashed out here, the prices are going to be very, very volatile. So it's incredibly important to plan your trades and trade your plans. Work very closely with your grain merchant to make sure that you don't miss any opportunities that the board could give us right now.
The thing that we obviously have to deal with, Melinda, and I know you agree, is the rumor mills. What we're hearing isn't necessarily definitive. It's rumor. And sometimes you wonder if it's just being done to drive the markets one way or the other.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of rumors out there, for sure. But I feel like you can't, when you bomb a grain terminal, you can definitely see that on Google Maps. So there's definitely things you can see, and you kind of got to pickpocket on what's true and what's not coming out of the Black Sea. But that's going back to not trading the headlines and trading your plans. And if the board gives you an opportunity to sell a good value, it's a good time to capitalize on it.
All right. So right now on the board at the Andersons, what do you have?
Yeah. Nearby corn, we're at 565. New crop corn, we're at 590. Nearby soybeans, 1435. New crop beans, 1350. Nearby red wheat, we are at 670, and new crop white wheat, we're at 720.
Let's touch real quick on the wheat. What's the progress report there?
So far, harvest has went very well. We haven't had a quality concerns yet. I've heard some issues across the state, but if we can dodge this rain today in northern Michigan, we'll be setting pretty good.
Yeah, from what I'm hearing up in your area, northern Michigan, it does appear as though a lot of the rain that we saw here in the immediate Great Lakes Bay area and over in the near eastern you missed a lot of that.
Yeah, it's been spotty across northern Michigan. It feels like once you get north of Alpena, the rain story has been very different from Alpena to Augrey and then Augrey to Linwood. So it seems like fans, but hopefully the rain can hold off and we can get wheat harvest finished here.
All righty. You take care. Have a great day, okay?
Thanks, you too.
You bet. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. To Doug Klein we go in Oppenheimer. The market report brought to you by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. Get a hold of Vic right now because a lot of folks are trying to control not just the weeds, but the pests and the fungal diseases that are going on. He can scout your fields for you if you want, and give you a little bit of an idea what you should be doing. Better yet, why don't you just give him a call and find out what's going on? They continue their custom spraying applications in areas where they can get in there. For more information, you just get a hold of Vic. You get a hold of folks at Freeland Bean and Grain because they've been serving you since 1983, where serving you is their business. And by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union, they do have lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Find out how they can be your hometown financial solution by stopping by any of their conveniently located offices, or you can go online at frankenmuthcu.org. And the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union invite you to bring the kids, as we said before, to the Tuscola County Fair. They are one of the major sponsors out there at the fair this year, and they'll be presenting us. They'll be our underwriter for the remote coverage coming up next Thursday at the Frankenmuth Credit Union and the Tuscola County Fair. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
What's going on?
Well, quite interesting, to say the least. Dow Jones hit a new high today, but the S&P and NASDAQ have not hit new highs today. So I don't know if the AI momentum is waning a little bit, waiting for impetus to go either higher or lower. I saw June home sales were the lowest pace in 14 years. Of course, they say it's because there's not much to buy. And the people that, have these 3% mortgages are really not willing to sell and trade up to a 7% mortgage. And I also saw that the pace of home building, not new home starts are down, but the building pace is at a high since 1970. So there's a lot of activity that's already started. I imagine people have pre-purchased their lumber or whatever they did, and now that's actually rolling pretty good. So we'll see when that winds up and winds to an end. Could be interesting. The CEO of Freeport-McMoRan came out talking about copper. Kind of says that copper has to go up in price for them to dig deeper into the mines and get more out. So he kind of predicted that might happen, but of course that's his job. So we'll see if that pans out. And the dollar's over 100 again, 100.81. So that's probably adding a little bit of headwind. And I also noticed that the VXX, or the VIX, which is the volatility indicator, is very, very, very low, which basically means that bearishness is very low. Bullishness is pretty high. So again, it's kind of counterintuitive when something like that happens. You don't want to be caught on the wrong side of that when that changes. So, well, here's your numbers. The September corn 539 down 6.5. December corn 547 3/4 down 5 1/4. The August soybeans 1490 down a penny and a half. November soybeans 1407.5 down a penny and a quarter. September wheat 728 up a quarter of a penny, and December wheat is 747 1/4 up 1 3/4. The crude oil maybe has lost its momentum. Who knows? 74.80 down 55 cents. Heating oil is 263 down 1 1/4 cents. Gasoline is 270.5 down 1.5 cents. Natural gas is 272.90. That's up 14.5 cents. And I saw an article on the news that said that air conditioner use is fairly high when it's hot like this, so the natural gas usage is also very high. So we'll see if that lasts more than a day. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3192 Canadian. That's up 22 ticks. The dollar buys 140.37 yen. That's up 70 ticks. The euro's at 111.31. That's down 67 ticks. The dollar's at 100.80. That's up 52 and a half ticks. Gold's at 1972.20, down $8.60. Silver's 24.91, down 31 cents. Platinum's at 963.90. That's down 21 bucks, and copper's 384. That's up 2.5 cents.
A little bit of a drop there in the platinum, huh?
Yeah, she's pretty thin. Pretty thin.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
Mm,
It can really bounce around quick.
yeah.
Doug, you take care. Have a great one, all right?
Yep, you too.
Okay. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Be prepared. I keep telling you that again and again and again, and it applies to a lot of different things. But when it comes farming, you definitely have to be prepared, especially with things going on the way they are with Mother Nature these days. Well, the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency, they've got the hail insurance to take care of things. They've got a lot of different instruments that are available to hopefully allow you as an agricultural folk to be prepared. Take advantage of the good things and cover yourself against the bad. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency can do just that. They're licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Now, their agents can be reached directly on the cell for questions or emergencies. You can give them a call, or you can call the office in Reese at 989-868-4722. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Pete Costello Painting, specializing in all types of painting and hot rubber bin seal. Farmers as well as businesses know that Pete the Painter repairs and paints barns and roofs. You give them a call at 517-667-0982 and schedule your job. Barns, grain bins, houses, as well as Morton Buildings. Pete does it all. One call will do it all. 517-667-0982. That's Pete Costello Painting. Don't forget now, he's around the area. His calendar is filling up pretty fast, so schedule your job now. He does do free estimates. That's Pete Costello Painting. We say good morning to Joe Kramer over at the Michigan Bean Commission. Joe, a lot of things going on in the bean industry these days.
There sure are, Terry. Just got home last night from a food ingredients show in Chicago, and it's amazing how many new products there are that are using our Michigan beans in them. Pringles chips, for example.
Really?
Yeah. So you can you'll soon be able to buy a Pringle chip that's laced with black beans. So looks like it's peppered almost, but Kellogg's owns Pringles, and that's coming out shortly. A lot of exciting new product.
That is really interesting. That's something that, quite frankly, we've been waiting for.
Yeah, they test drove that, but that's just one example of the snack foods. I had a product that looks like a Cheeto that's made from navy beans. Just they really are looking at that snack food industry as something to increase the nutrition, decrease salt, right? All the things that we're supposed to be doing, Terry.
And as far as the markets are concerned, obviously all eyes continue to be in some of the other dry bean producing areas. What are you hearing, Joe?
Well, we're watching Argentina, we're watching Mexico, we're hearing pretty positive news out of the Red River Valley, and then of course we're looking at beans here in Michigan that have some water damage in them. Some guys struggling with a little bit of root rot. We actually had a meeting at the research farm this morning. Michigan Bean Shippers put together their acreage and production estimates for the summer convention that's coming up in August. A lot of different attitudes sitting around that table, but generally they're saying, yeah, we lost some of the low-lying areas. We think the beans that remain still have some potential. So Huron County as a whole, I think, looks pretty good. Some areas of Sanilac got beat up a little bit. There's Bay City Forestville Road in Tuscola County looks real tough, I'm told. haven't made it up there yet, but yeah, kind of all over the board, and anxious to kind of see what comes out of Argentina and Mexico and how that might impact us, but not a lot of news yet.
Good information. Joe Kramer, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
Thanks, Terry.
You bet. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet in Vassar. I don't know if you heard what I heard on the news. I was shocked. They said that the average car payment in America is $762 a month. Can you even believe it? $762 a month? Well, at Cook Chevrolet, that's fake news. And here's the proof. You can purchase a brand new Chevy Trax for around 20 grand. And if you lease it, your payment could be as low as $220 a month. Right now, you can lease a Chevy Blazer for $262. You can lease a Silverado 4-door crew cab for $334 a month. I don't know what Kool-Aid they're drinking in the rest of the country, but at Cook Chevrolet in Vassar, you can lease almost any Chevrolet for far less than $762. How about less than half or maybe even 2/3 less? Get out today. That's Cook Chevrolet, M15, top of the hill in Vassar.
Lots more coming up. We'll be checking in at the bottom of the hour and get the latest as far as the markets go, and obviously the weather. We'll update you on all of that. But that'll be coming up at 12:30. We now conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSG